but perfectly, because these guys have such an impact on the game nowadays because they throw the ball more than ever. And whether they're throwing it short, medium, or long, with run after catch.
This is taken at his 4. First down, it's Palmer. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cardinals. Michael Floyd, 68 yards. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. Here comes Grant on the return. He juked him. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
How many times in the course of a game do you talk about momentum plays? And I think we just saw one there.
Absolutely.
Just scored, right?
Just took the lead.
Just took the lead, went downfield, got the ball free again and picked it up. They got a chance to really get the momentum on their side now.
And now they'll try to pile on. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Larry Fitzgerald, 28 yards. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. And that one needed a little time to develop because he started lined up out wide left. He caught that on the right side of the field.
And you're exactly right about the time, because that's not going to be a quick developing pattern, but also great sight lines for the guy throwing the ball to see a receiver cross his face and his sight line from one side of the field to the other. That usually attracts your attention. If you think he's open, you go ahead and deliver it, as we just saw there.
Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrase emphasized. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Get ready. Blue 95. Blue 95.
2nd and 10 now, and it's Palmer. And his throw here's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Michael Floyd, and it'll bring up 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion.
Get ready. 1-18.
On 3rd down, Palmer. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. So on 4th down, Palmer off, Catanzaro on for the field goal try. And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and that will swell the lead to 16. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
Now after the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now a first down throw, Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it a second down.
That's right. That's not good.
To throw is Tannehill. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4. Back to throw, Tannehill. And that's complete. It's Sims. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just...
And how about this, a fake? Throwing middle, and it's complete. Oh, he's got a little daylight. It's a big play that time on the fake punt. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
I always enjoy a good fake, but I really enjoy it when he throws the football from punt formation. Now, you were a kicker and a punter in high school. Did you ever do that?
One time, threw to my man Tim Jones on a botched field goal attempt. Hit him right in the numbers, and Jonesy just dropped it.
Oh, the poor guy. Well, we had a fake punt here, and this guy caught it, so I think he and his friends will be okay with that one.
And he loves his play call, right? He's been waiting for this one all week long.
Been had that arm loosened up ever since they got to the stadium. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Looking left side. That's caught by Landry. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down for Landry in that loss to Baltimore, season-high 11 catches.
I did a Miami game a couple weeks ago when they beat San Francisco. And before the game, I was talking with the safety for the 49ers, Antoine Bethea, and all he kept talking about was how hard Jarvis Landry plays, and says the worst part about him is that when he catches the ball, it's like trying to tackle a running back in the open field.
And he has 75 catches this year, on pace for another 100-catch season. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
Now it's Ellington to return. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Palmer will throw. He's got Floyd out left. Touchdown, Cardinals. Michael Floyd, 77 yards. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. That's a heck of a start to this one for him here in the first quarter.
2 receiving touchdowns, just getting the game underway, essentially. I mean, there's a long way to go. If I'm on defense, I've got to figure out how to slow this guy down. Because when one guy shreds your team, that's demoralizing. Make him spread it around at least. But right now, he's showing no signs of slowing down.
Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now.
And got his man complete. It's a big play there for Miami. 41 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Now Tannehill. It's complete to Parker, left side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Play action. It's Tannehill. He's going to look deep down the field. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Now it's Andrew Franks on for Miami. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And Franks' kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense. Finish each drive.
Now it's Franks following the made field goal to send it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Getting set to go again. Here's Carson Palmer heading back onto the field. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. And Fitzgerald, a guy, Charles, we've talked about a lot this season. Week 13, with his 10 catches, he moved past Chris Carter and Marvin Harrison into 3rd on the NFL's career reception list.
And we know all about his athleticism. He can be phenomenal, breathtaking at times. We've talked about how cerebral he is, where he's invited in all the top receivers of his era and then the guys before to give him tips and teach him how to be a better receiver. But we don't talk about how he takes care of himself. Proper amount of sleep, proper nutrition, make sure his body is taken care of with massages and everything, so he can make sure he's at the top of his game for practices and, of course, NFL action.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
From midfield now, here's Palmer. Looking deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6.
Anytime you call man coverage against Larry Fitzgerald, you're really holding your breath as a defensive guy, because his ability to run such precise routes and use that big frame that he has, that
thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They run with Ajayi. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Up against the great Baltimore rush defense, 61 yards last week for Ajayi. Interesting looking at the numbers. First 4 weeks he played, he was under 100. Then those 3 great games, 2 of them over 200. But the last 4 weeks back under 100 for him.
And you have to remember, going back to the beginning of the season, he wasn't named the starter. Ended up having a little bit of a tiff with his coach, got left home for the season opener. But since that time, got integrated into the offense. 2 straight weeks of 200-yard games, then a 100-yard game. And since then, no. But some of that is a product of them being behind on the scoreboard, and they've had to throw it a little bit more.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, Charles, a lot of discussion this year from us about MVP candidates, understandably so. What about guys who maybe would be in that MVP discussion if their team was performing better?
David Johnson, the running back for Arizona, tracking for over 2,400 yards all-purpose. How about Drew Brees, tracking for another season of over 5,000 yards passing? And Luke Kuechly from Carolina. He's always in this discussion, but with his injury, that takes him out of it. But how about after he got hurt against New Orleans, the respect from everyone else in the league, the concern about his injury, that tells you about what they think of him.
On first down, Tannehill flushed out right. And throw right side complete to Parker. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
From the 50, it's Tannehill. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Marcus Golden from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Here's Tannehill now on second down. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Deion Sims, 38 yards. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way.
Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it.
Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Kevin Minter. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Well, surprise, surprise, partner. No, we know it's not a surprise. When you try to complete a pass against this Cardinals defense, there's a reason that they are known as the no-fly zone.
After the interception, here's Palmer. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Second and 10 now, and it's Palmer. And now this one's intercepted. A third interception for Palmer. It's the former Seahawk, Byron Maxwell. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The final shot here before the break, Tannehill. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So this guy's just sitting there, right? He's got like 30 hot dogs in front of him. And what's that? Apparently we're back. Okay, so Larry's halftime show got cut off. Sorry, we were doing story time here in the booth. We are ready, though, for the third quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in... Quarter number 3. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go... some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Give them 27 yards that time. And it's first down, Miami.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Here's Tannehill. Steps away to his left. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
On first down, it's Tannehill. Deion Sims is tight end, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. Back to the air, Tannehill on second down. Flush to his right. And he comes back with one complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
The throw on second down is Tannehill. And that is incomplete here. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That almost felt like the defense said, he is not getting in. What a play.
Not only stopping him at the line, but pushing him back a yard as well. Now Tannehill. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. Give him 2 yards on that play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Shut down. Zero.
They'll try to run with Ajayi. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And it's a fake. He's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things off.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back. Yeah. He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
7 yards on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Here's Tannehill. That's caught at the 1. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the second,
if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Give them 22 on that one. And the Cards are going to have a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Get ready. 1-18. 1-18.
Play clock winding down. Throwing now, Palmer on first down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Byron Maxwell. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault.
He's got a man complete. A big play there for the Dolphins. 31 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage.
And this is caught. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Brandon, that's climbing the hill. And not only climbing it, but finally getting to the top and over. What a comeback.
What a comeback indeed. I mean, Charles, that was a 3-score deficit at one point that they were facing.
And let's face it, many times teams in that situation, they pretty much pack it in for the game.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up the block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big. Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
2nd and 10 now. It's Palmer. It's complete to Brown, right side. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
3rd and 2. Now Palmer. And he's got Gresham. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
2nd and 10. It's Palmer again. Completes it over the middle to Floyd. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
Let's go.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
4 down, 4 down. Let's go.
Back to throw. And Fitzgerald has got it. Touchdown, Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Partner, I know he specializes in the deep strike downfield, but he can be methodical when needed. And on that drive, Carson Palmer put it all together and put his team in front.
And by the way, and I know you know this, but the NFL's leader in game-winning drives a year ago, who was it?
Was it Carson Palmer?
You know the answer. It was Carson Palmer. They have just done it again. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He's back to throw. Steps away. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 24 that time. And the Dolphins have a first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow. So how many practices have we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there?
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw. It's caught inside the 25. A gain of 39 that time. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining. One last shot for Palmer. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Yeah, I know only one of them counts, but this one looks like it's going to lead to a victory. I know we're not supposed to count anyone out, but with that little bit of time left on the clock, it'd take almost a miracle for them to lose this one.
It would, and this is going to sound cliche. It's been such a great game. You just hate to see one side lose, but, hey, they earned it. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 20.
Now I've been in New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A. DMV all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California,